I didn't think how heavy this was gonna be while I was crocheting it shut. She weighs approximately 15 pounds. A little while ago, I crocheted this Malachi inspired jellycat dragon. It quickly became one of my favorite projects. So when the new Dusk Rise dragon came out, I knew I wanted to make my own pink version. So I ordered some yarn. I wanted it to come out like this giant dragon. And when the yarn came in, I didn't know how much more thicker it was than the last yarn I used. The project got really, really out of hand and very large, very quickly. Okay, so first we're gonna start with the snout and head. When I first got this yarn, I felt the backing and I was like, oh, that's gonna be very thick. I am using a size 10mm clover amour hook. This I needed to be very, very long because the fur is so thick. So when I'm doing even just a single crochet, almost all of my hook is taken up when I use other hooks. It is the very next day, and this is what I got done last night. I got pretty much the whole head done. Fun fact, I crocheted a good bit of it in the dark last night. I was like, I can't see these stitches anyways, so I might as well just crochet in the dark. I was watching a movie and I was not going to turn on the lights. The dedication. I don't know if you guys can see on camera just how big this head is compared to the other plushie that I did. The snout is about half of the size of this one. The 10mm hook was not working. I had really, really big gaps. My finger was completely going through the holes, and I was like, I'm gonna use way more yarn and I'm gonna have to do lining for it. It was just gonna be too much, so I decided to size down my hook. I'm still using a clover amour, but this one is an 8mm hook. This is about 3 skeins of yarn. Now I'm on my 4th skein. I bought, I want to say 12 skeins of yarn, but I am fearful that it's not going to be enough, because if I'm already using 4 for just the head and possibly neck, I don't think it's going to be enough for the body and the tail. I'm going to work on the rest of the head because we still have a little bit left, and I think I'm going to put in the eyes sooner than I did with this one because I forgot to put the eyes in early enough. Okay, so I don't have much time to film this because I don't have a lot of battery. We have gotten to the best part, in my opinion. It's where the dragon comes to life. I'm using 18mm sized eyes. The back of the safety eye is not even poking through. I think this is going to be too hard to do. Oh, the eye tool doesn't fit. I knew this was gonna happen. Ow. That's not going in at all. Okay, I have a backup plan. Okay, so I managed to get them in. I used the felt backing with one side. Wow, that was so hard to put in. This is what it looks like on the inside, but only for one. The other one went in smoothly, so I didn't use a backing, and now I'm kind of thinking I should have. The eyes are completely... Where'd the eye go? Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this would have been solved with using 20mm eyes. I kind of regret not ordering them, but I'm gonna try and make it work. If I push the fur out of the way, the eyes perfectly seen. On my last dragon, the eyes are also very sunken in. I wanted that look anyways, so I think we will be fine. I'm gonna go work on the neck and we will meet back up tomorrow. Welcome to part of my bedroom. I decided to crochet in here because my desk is just getting way too small. I don't think I can crochet there for much longer. I worked up most of the neck. Now we are starting to go ahead and work on the torso, and then we have the huge tail. I don't know how I'm going to work on the tail, to be honest, because in my last dragon I tried to shape it to where it could look like a jellycat style tail, but I ended up not doing it right, so I had to kind of fix it and sew it down. I'm gonna see if I do it differently this time. I'm thinking to crochet the tail separately and then sew it on. We will see if that ends up working out. I ended up re-crocheting the pole that I showed you earlier in the video. This is actually done with a 8mm hook. Oh, you don't need to clean the dragon. Thank you though. Okay, here's the 3 shorter rows. So once I sew it all together, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a massive wing. I have a basket with a bunch of yarn. I have used up so many skeins at this point. I don't know how many skeins I'm gonna use up, but I think this is like 6 skeins already. I'm trying not to move too much because you know when you move too much, your cat is gonna leave. So we have a lot of rows to work through. Recently I found out about lot numbers. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier, because they are dyed in probably groups. So this is probably a different lot number from the skeins that I bought earlier. So I'm hoping it's not gonna look much different. Currently, it is about 60 centimeters. If this much is 60 centimeters and this is about half of the body, maybe it's gonna end at like 120 or 130. I'm like losing count of how many yarn balls I've used. I think we are up to 10 now. At the very end of the video, I will round up everything that I used. I also still have to work on the legs. I completely forgot about the legs. On my last dragon, I used 1 skein for each leg. Probably on this dragon, each leg is gonna take maybe 1.5 skeins up to 2. I did go ahead and order more yarn. I think I ordered 12 more skeins of pink yarn. I think in total I have 24 skeins currently, and I'm hoping that that is all I'm gonna have to use. Basically, just imagine a blanket in dragon form. That's probably how much yarn it's gonna take up. I also went ahead and ran to the convenience to get some snacks. So I'm gonna take a small break and then come back and probably finish up the wing. It's really crowded here. You sure you wanna be here? We're gonna start working on the wings. I'm really tired. I finished up part of 1 cylinder. I think I've been crocheting for 3 hours now. Tomorrow we're gonna finish up the wing and the rest of the torso, I think. And then we're gonna start the tail and the legs. I went ahead and finished all of the wing parts. I'm getting really concerned that the wings are going to be huge compared to the body. So if that happens, I'm gonna have to undo all of the wings. I probably should finish the body before I start the wing, but I kind of have a good idea that I think the wing is going to be just fine because it's gonna angle out, and if the bum ends like right here, it should be fine. Compared to the last dragon I did, it is definitely way larger. I don't know, I don't even know how to compare how different in size that they are. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video about the pattern that I usually use as like a starting base. Just to get myself started on the body, I used a pattern by Sleek Grace. It's called Big Fairy Dragon. I will make sure to link it in the description. I use that as a good starting point point for the dragon body just to help me out with like shaping and stuff. And then I changed up quite a few of the parts. The wings are something that I constructed by myself. It's a very, very simple design. It's basically just 4 different length cylinders placed and sewed together to make one wing. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is go ahead and sew the wing parts actually together so they actually turn into a wing. So I have the wings done. It's been a few days. I was working on the torso and I only had about, I would say 8 skeins left, and I needed to still do the legs and tail and the rest of the torso. So I went ahead and ordered more yarn. The place that I usually get my yarn from, they were completely sold out of the yarn. I think I bought it all because I have bought so many skeins at this point. At the end of the video, we're gonna count them all together. All the skeins arrived and my fear came true. They are different lot numbers, but they are very, very similar. So I think we will be just fine. And just so you guys can see how massive the dragon is getting so far, we have pretty much almost the whole torso done. Now I am moving on to the bum, and then we will crochet the tail up separately. I think I will be probably crocheting the tail up tomorrow. Tonight, I'm gonna be focusing on the rest of the body. I still have to do spikes and the ears. We still have a lot to do. So I finished all 4 legs. They are very, very long. I added lots of rows to make them nice and long. I did change the leg this time compared to the leg that I did on the other dragon. I wanted a little bit of a smaller leg this time, so I think it's gonna look really, really cute. Now we are starting on the tail, and my plan with the tail is to make a nice chunky tail. This tail came out nice and chunky as well, but I did not crochet it as a separate piece. I actually had crocheted it against the body and then I like compressed it and sewed it down. I don't want to do that again. I don't like the unnecessary bulk that it adds. So we're going to do a nice chunky tail separately that we're gonna sew on. I have quite a few skeins more to work with, thank goodness. I think I don't need to order any more skeins at this point. The spikes on this dragon is just one color. On the Dusk Rise dragon, there are 6 different colors. So I tried to find a few colors that match up with those colors. I have a butter yellow, a kind of, I think this one's called, I think indie blue. We have a mustard yellow, and I have this kind of rose pink. This one is a different brand because I couldn't find that color in the giant Angora brand. And then lastly, I have this purple color that I'm very excited to use. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get started on the tail. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I have been crocheting for about 40 minutes, I would say. I think I'm going to start increasing more aggressively at this point. So I'm getting ready to move on to my 4th skein. I've been gradually stuffing it. I wasn't going to stuff it, but then when I wanted to curve the tail like this, it was not curving. I think that's because I did not add any stuffing. So what I did is I slightly understuffed I didn't stuff too much, so that way it still holds its shape and it can curve. I'm going to stop crocheting this on camera, and I'm going to switch to my spikes. Tomorrow I am hoping that I have all the tail done, all the spikes done, every single piece done. We have the ears as well, so that way we can stuff and assemble. I am so excited. I'm gonna see if I can find the Amazon link to these yarns. Because I get them here in Korea, I usually cannot find the Amazon link for them. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna try and find yarns that are available internationally as much as I can. Also, because I'm only using these for the spikes on the back, I'm definitely not going to be using a whole skein. I'm not going to be counting it in the final skein count. Probably I will like add it off to the side or something. I have 4 done. I just have 2 more colors to do, but I'm gonna take a break because it has been almost 2 hours of crocheting and my hands are very, very shaky. I'm gonna finish the rest of the tail tonight, the spikes and the ears. Tomorrow we will be stuffing and assembling, hopefully. I am so excited to finish this. I think today is going to be the last day that I work on this dragon, and I tried to get good enough lighting so you guys can actually see this pretty dragon. I'm quite excited about it. It has been like, I would say 3 weeks of work. I have pretty much almost the whole entire dragon body completely done. I just have to close it up after I stuff it, and I also have the tail done. I'm very happy that I crocheted it as a second piece. I think that that was a very good decision. I'm going to attach it after I stuff and close up the body. I also finished crocheting all the spikes. I have all 6 of them done. I ended up making smaller spikes because the ones that I did yesterday were way too big. Usually I fill stockings up with beads in order to fill the dragon up a bit more with weight. However, I do not really trust stockings that much. I always have this like fear that they're gonna puncture, and with crochet there's always some tiny holes left, so that would be a huge mess to clean up. I decided to do something a little bit different. I went to my handy dandy sewing machine and I went and sewed up these square bead bags. I made a big one for the belly and I made a small one for the head. I think it's going to add just a little bit more of quality to the dragon, and I really, really want this dragon to last long for me, so I wanted to use high quality materials as much as I could, what I could find. Next, what we have to do is go ahead and start actually stuffing up the body, and then we can close it up and start assembling. So, okay, let's get started. That is really heavy. This has got to be like 6 kilograms right now. Wow. I'm actually really scared now. I didn't think how heavy this was gonna be while I was crocheting it shut. Okay, so now I have to go ahead and crochet the bottom closed, or at least partially closed, so I can sew on the tail. A very sad moment. The back of the safety eye popped off, so I have to go and fix that, and I possibly need to unstuff the dragon. I didn't film it because I was actually wrestling this dragon. It just wasn't a nice look, but I managed to get this eye in. I am so shaky. If you guys have any tips about safety eyes, please let me know. I used the back of this Tiger Balm thing to like push it down while I was pushing with the other two fingers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got it done. I didn't notice, but the eyes were a little bit lopsided the first time. So I'm actually happy that I did it again, even though it took me 1 hour. 1 hour to wrestle that safety eye in. Okay, but we did it. I finished stuffing up the body and now I'm going to just finish stuffing up the tail so I can go ahead and sew it on. And once that is done, we're going to sew on the wings and the rest of the body parts, and then we will do the final reveal. As you can see, it got really dark. I tried to finish this as early as I could. It's 7:30 right now. I'm thinking we are going to go ahead and measure her, and I'm also going to weigh her. Okay. About 158 to 160 centimeters. So we are looking at over 5 feet for this dragon. Whoa. I had estimated that this dragon was going to be very large, but not that large. She completely fits on my bed, which is absolutely crazy. And she is so heavy. So I'm gonna go and weigh her and I'll be right back. I weighed her. She weighs approximately 15 pounds, which is very heavy for a plushie, I'm going to admit, but I did put beads, so that's probably why it is so heavy, plus all the yarn, which we're about to get into. So I thought I could go back in my order history and look up every single skein that I used. That was very hard to do. I used about 36 to 40 skeins of pink yarn. Yes, a lot of pink yarn. It was tons of pink yarn. I made so many orders that I lost track. It could be up to 45 skeins that I used, but we're gonna put a safe estimate of 36 to 40 skeins of pink yarn. And I used about 12 skeins of white yarn. For total yarn, not including the 6 colors, I used about 48 to 52 skeins. Yes, a ton. No wonder I lost count. I did have to individually buy each skein of yarn for the colors, so that was an extra cost. The yarn alone was about 153 USD. Inside, I had to use stuffing and weighted beads. The fabric I already had, but I estimate with all the materials that I spent around $180, which I know sounds like a lot, but this is a 15-pound plushie. I don't know how many hours I took on this project, but it was about 3 weeks total that I worked on it. I'm very happy with it, but I am so tired. It was a very big project. I definitely think that this project was completely worth it. I learned a lot. I learned that basically a project this large is going to take a lot of yarn. If you're looking to do a project like this one, you're going to need a lot of yarn. Oh, should I compare it to the other dragon? This is their size comparison. They are very cute together. If you guys really like seeing me make cute plushies, you are welcome to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.